Assalamu alaikum dear students. I am going to take the part 4th of the lesson Pappachi's Moth for class 10th, which is written by Arundhati Roy. Before I am taking the 4th part, I am going to repeat some important points. Dear students, Pappachi and Mamaji both are the characters of this lesson. Pappachi was an entomologist. Entomologist means, dear students, a scientist who deals with insects. Mamaji was a house lady. After the retirement of Pappachi, she had started a small business that flourished at a large scale, which she did not expect. Pappachi considered her small business not a suitable job. He thought it is a below of his dignity. Mamaji wanted to stand on her own legs. How she was treated by Pappachi? Mamaji was treated unkindly, mercilessly, ruthlessly. Pappachi. She was beaten with a flower vase. On one day, when Mamaji was beaten by her husband Pappachi, and he was stopped by his son Checo when he came from Oxford University for summer vacation. He stopped him from doing so. He warned him not to do that again. From that event, dear students, Pappachi neither he touched Mamaji nor supported her. Dear students, I am going to take the part 4th of this lesson. He bought the sky plymouth from an old Englishman in Munnar. He became a familiar sight in Eminem, coasting importantly down the narrow road in his wide car, looking outwardly elegant but sweating freely inside his woolen suits. He would not allow Mamaji or anyone else in the family to use it or even to sit in it. The plymouth was Pappachi's revenge. Pappachi bought, dear students, the plymouth from an Englishman in Munnar. Plymouth is a, dear students, a big car, a wide car that he had bought from an Englishman in Munnar. It's a landmark place. He became a familiar sight in Eminem. When he was traveling in a wide car, in a big car, Pappachi became a familiar sight, well-known sight. Familiar sight means, dear students, well-known sight. Well-known sight. Well-known sight. Where? In Eminem, coasting importantly down the narrow road. He was traveling in this car on the narrow road, looking outwardly elegant. He looked outwardly elegant. Elegant means, dear students, beautiful. Elegant means beautiful. While traveling in this big car, but sweating freely inside his woolen suit. Dear students, it is humorous. On one side, he was traveling in a big car. He looked elegant. On the other side, there was a perspiration that broke out from his body. Sweat. Sweat means perspiration. पसीने को कहते हैं. Perspiration that broke out from his body. Why? Because he had worn a woolen suit in the summer. He would not allow Mamaji or anyone else in the family to use it. Pappachi would not allow Mamaji or anyone else, means his sons in the family, to use it, means to use this car or even to sit in it. The plymouth was Pappachi's revenge. This was Pappachi's revenge. Revenge means, dear students, vengeance. Revenge means vengeance. Pappachi had been imperial entomologist at the Posha Institute. After independence, when the British left, his designation was changed from imperial entomologist to joint director entomology. Then he retired. He had risen to rank equivalent to the director. Pappachi had been an imperial entomologist. Entomologist, dear students, you know now what means entomologist. Who was entomologist? Pappachi was entomologist. Entomologist means a scientist who deals with insects. A scientist who deals with insects. who deals with insects, or we can say who studies insects. Who studies insects. After independence, when the British left, his designation was changed. When the British left from India, and his designation was changed from Imperial Enterprise to Joint Director. The year he retired, he had risen to a rank equivalent to Director. When he retired, and what was his rank? His rank was equivalent to Director. What means risen? Risen means, dear students, I will tell you. Risen means to become more powerful. To become more powerful. When he became a director, he became a more powerful, dear students. First, he was entomologist. Then his rank changed, dear students. He became a joint director. During the retirement, he retired as a director, dear students. His life's greatest setback was not having had the moth that he had discovered named after him. What was his life's greatest setback? What means greatest setback? Setback means, dear students, problem, difficulty. Setback means, dear students, problem. Setback means, or we can say difficulty. What was the greatest setback, or we can say difficulty of Pappachi's, dear students? His life's greatest setback was not having had the moth that he had discovered. What means, dear students, that I forgot to tell you, for which I'm sorry, dear students. Moth is an insect. Moth is an insect. It is a small insect like a butterfly, dear students. We can pronounce in both manner, dear students. Moth or moth, dear students. It is a small insect. It's a small insect like a butterfly. Like a butterfly. Butterfly कोई ऐसा जैसे मगर तीन मिश का size की लोकल पाए मगर shape ऐसा है मिस तिसी तीन मिश में ना moth उर्दू में मिस ना परवाना dear students. Dear students, that means this was the discovery of Pappachi, recent discovery, but it was not named after him. It was not associated with his name. Dear students, this was the greatest setback of his life. Greatest setback means greatest difficulty, dear students. When this discovery had not been associated with his name, it fell into his drink one evening while he was sitting in the veranda of rest house after a long day in the field. As he picked it out, he noticed it unusually dense dorsal tufts. He took a closer look with a growing excitement. He mounted it, measured it, and the next morning placed it in the sun for a few hours for the alcohol to evaporate. Then he caught the first train back to Delhi, took taxonomic attention, and he hoped fame. After 600 months of anxiety to Pappachi's intense disappointment, he was told that this moth had finally been identified as a slightly unusual race of a well-known species that belonged to a tropical family, Lemonitridia. It fell into his drink. What fell into his drink, dear students? The moth. The recent discovery of Pappachi, which fell into the drink, dear students, in the evening when he was sitting in the veranda of the rest house after a long day in the field. As he picked it out means, dear students, picked it means lifted it from the drink. He notes it unusually dense dorsal tufts. What means dense? Dense means, dear students, thick. The opposite word of dense is, dear students, thin. This is the opposite word. Dense dorsal. Dorsal means, dear students, near the back of an animal. What means tuft? Tuft means the hair or grass. We can say tuft, dear students. T-U-F-T. Tuft means hair that grows on his back, dear students. As he picked it out, he noticed its unusually dense dorsal tufts. He took a closer look. Who took a closer look? Pappachi took a closer look. He was examining, dear friends. With growing excitement, he mounted it, measured it. He mounted after we can say from lifting it from the glass, from picking out from the glass, he mounted it, measured it, and the next morning placed it in the sun. The next morning he placed the moth in the sun for 3 hours for the alcohol to evaporate. You see, alcohol, what means alcohol? Dear students, alcohol means drink. Alcohol means wine. Evaporate, that you know, dear students, when you are going to something in the sun, wet, that you are going to, you can say, the clothes, wet clothes, it evaporates, dear students, in the same manner. That means when he placed the moth, which he had picked it from the alcohol, and he placed it in the sun, and the alcohol started to evaporate. Then he called the first trend back to Delhi. He called the first trend back to Delhi to taxonomic attention. Taxonomic means, dear students, taxonomic means just systematic naming, nomenclature, dear students. Attention, and he hoped fame. Pappachi hoped fame after this recent discovery. After 6 unbearable months of anxiety to Pappachi's intense disappointment, he was told why he was intense in the very disappointment, dear students, Pappachi, and he was told that this moth has finally been identified as slightly, it was not a, dear students, it was slightly unusual race. When he was told, that is why he was in disappointment at that time. Unusual race of a well-known species that belong to the tropical family of limit. Tropical family means, dear students, the hot areas of the limit area. Thank you.